Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Tanya Sheldon, and we were supposed to go live on Facebook tonight, but technology is not our friend, and that is okay. We are still going to go forward with this presentation because we are here for you. So I am really hoping that if you are a guest or you've been invited to see this presentation, that you're able to watch it. Stay with us till the end. Everything we have to share is just such amazing education. And we always say you don't know what you don't know. Again, my name's Tanya Sheldon. I live in Meridian, Idaho. I'm a wife and a mother, and I have been a part of this company called LifeVantage since 2011. It came into my life at a time where I was very open to opportunity. I was a stay-at-home mom, and I was looking for something outside of that role of wife and mother. And I knew I wanted to help people. I knew I wanted to make a difference. Network marketing had been exposed to me at a very early age, and it just spoke to me in a way that I knew that that was probably the path that I wanted to take. It was just about finding the right vehicle and finding the right people that I knew could coach me and mentor me and really help me succeed for the first time. Now, the first thing that was shared with me in 2011 was an ABC Primetime Investigative Report. This was shared by one of my very dear friends. When I watched this ABC report, it spoke to me in a big way because at that point in my life, I had a mom and a husband that were very sick, and I really wanted something to help them. I did not know that by watching this video, that would be the answer to really making an impact in their life, and it has. And that is something that is really important we share with you first. So we're going to share with you a little snippet of that ABC report done in 2005 that is the beginning of our story and has amazing scientific data that is the beginning of our story. There's an extended version of this video, so please make sure that you get back to the person that invited you. I'm going to share my screen to share that with you, and make sure that you ask them to see the entire video from beginning to end. It's a little over 10 minutes, but we're going to play some of it for you right now.
Following is an ABC Primetime Investigative Report that aired in 2005.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig. Okay. I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver. This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with the blood test. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body.
Leading to disease.
Leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm it.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes.
Have you discovered the fountain of youth?
I wouldn't put it that way, but we may have discovered something that will tell us a lot more about how we age, what happens biochemically, and maybe how we can slow it down.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. Taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old. But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%. That's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks.
Even mental disease.
Yes.
Depression?
Alzheimer's disease, depression. But we do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
When that news report...
That's just it, guys. We don't want to wait until we're 80 years old and find out that we should have taken it. That is exactly why we're here with you tonight. So let's get to it. And if you are just jumping onto the Zoom, thank you for joining us. I'm so sorry that we had those technical difficulties. We welcome you, and we are so excited to serve you and share this information with you tonight. So that ABC report, what we're talking about tonight, the company of LifeVantage, we encompass what is called nutrigenomics. And that is a scientific study of the interaction of nutrition and genes, especially with regard to the treatment of disease. And Fox News is saying, and other people are saying about this trend of nutrigenomics, not a fad, that nutrigenomics is changing everything. Where we once thought we were powerless is now an area over which we have at least some control. The ability to use nutrition to affect our genes means that we're no longer at the mercy of our DNA. And that's the thing, a lot of us do not know that. We don't know that the DNA that we were born with, we can actually change the way that it's expressing itself as we age. And that's what we're going to share with you tonight, are the 3 theories of aging and different ways that you can actually activate your gene expression to positively impact your body and give you sustained quality of life. Now, why do Kevin and I get to share this story with you tonight? Well, ABC News did that report back in 2005. And after it aired, John Quinones said, for more information, go to abcnews.com, and thousands of people did. A lot of people wanted this product just based on pure speculation of what they saw in that report. The problem was Dr. McCord, being a researcher and scientist, he didn't have the infrastructure to get the product out to people. So some got it, but most did not. And for a lot of people, it went on back order, and for some, it was just completely forgotten. So then the company thought, how can we get this powerful product out to the public? They then put it into the retail sector. It was in places like GNC, but it was a very small, nondescript bottle. It said for healthier longevity to reduce free radical damage. And no one knew what that meant. No one knew what that did. So they were going to sell off the company, but the gentleman they brought in to do that, he saw the ABC report and he said, there's a story here to be told. What if you changed your form of distribution? So that's what we did. And the minute we changed our distribution model in that year, they tripled their sales. It just goes to tell you that when people can share a story, when people can share what's affected them, and we get to hear it from one another through referral basis, it's the best form of advertising. That's why they tripled their sales. That's why they changed their form of distribution. And now it's in the hands of distributors like Kevin and I through the company called LifeVantage. So that ABC report targets oxidative stress. That is the first theory to aging. Oxidative stress is like the rusting of an apple. So the rusting of your cells. If you cut open an apple, it starts to brown. And that same thing is happening to the cells of our body due to the fuel, the exhaust, the air pollution, the food we eat, our technology. No one is immune to oxidative stress. And high levels of oxidative stress are not good in the body. That is a bad thing. Dr. McCord received an award for discovering that our body has enzymes. Those enzymes create antioxidants. Many of us think we have to consume our antioxidants, but our body has the ability to create them. We just need to give the body what it needs to activate those enzymes, and that's what he created through Protandim Nerf 2. NRF2 is the pathway that then activates those genes to reduce oxidative stress. This is the only plant-based product in the world that is proven to reduce oxidative stress in the body by an average of 40% in 30 days. After the ABC report aired, there were doctors and researchers all over the world that said, we know the harmful effects of oxidative stress. So if your product does what you say it does, we would like to study it with other diseases. And that's what started. That is why you see all of these different institutions and universities on this screen. There's a site called pubmed.gov. It's short for public medicine. Our tax dollars pay for this site. And if you are a doctor or researcher, you use this site to get information, to publish your studies, to get information for your patients. If you go to pubmed.gov and in the search bar you type the word Protandim, you're going to see over 20 studies. That is so significant because, again, there are not plant-based products that are studied. There are not plant-based products that have studies on them on PubMed. You'll find it on the ingredients, but not on the products. You can see some of these institutions, you guys, that are highly accredited. The American Heart Association, the National Institute on Aging studied half a pill of Protandim and found that it extended the lifespan of male mice by 7%. Half a pill. And we're not talking about living forever. We're talking again about quality of life. The first theory of aging, reducing oxidative stress. So Protandim consists of 5 plants. It is a synergy of the 5 plants that Dr. McCord put together on purpose because that synergistic effect enhances each ingredient individually to then activate those enzymes, produce those antioxidants, and reduce the oxidative stress. And the greatest, most simplistic way to really tell you this is if your house was on fire, just like our bodies can be on fire from all of everything, right? The foods, the environment, like we said, the different stressors, our emotions that we carry. So we want to eat healthy, and nothing can beat a good, healthy, standard diet, right? But it's not enough. It's like if your house was on fire and the firemen showed up and they took a Dixie cup and they threw it on the house, it's not going to do a lot of good. That's the same with the food that we put into our bodies. We use that, it gives us those antioxidants, but then it's consumed and it's done. But if the firemen show up and they put a fire hose in every room of the house, that is what Protandim is doing in your body. It's triggering those enzymes, upregulating the responses, and giving your body what it needs. But we didn't stop there. So now we have the second layer to aging, and that is mitochondria. Just like you take care of the engine in your car, you get the oil change, you want it to run as effectively as it possibly can. We want to do that same thing for our bodies, and that's what mitochondria does. It is literally the energy in our cell. The mitochondria produces 97% of the energy that our cell needs to survive. We want that functioning the best that it can because when it does, it enhances the cellular health. It helps our cells function at their peak performance, and it also really helps with your cognitive health. It can help with your metabolism. This is another plant-based product, NRF1 pathway, boosting and creating more mitochondria in your body. The third level, the third theory of aging is Protandim NAD. NAD is one of our newest products. And you guys, I did not know what NAD was, but it has been studied. If you look up NAD, there are so many different studies on the market on NAD. NAD is responsible for our longevity genes, which are called sirtuins. As we age, our NAD levels get less and less. Without NAD, we are dead. You have to have it in your body. And its main purpose is to support our longevity genes. These longevity genes, you guys, are responsible for healthy longevity, mental focus and concentration, positive mood and motivation, mental and physical energy, healthy inflammatory responses, cholesterol levels, healthy vascular systems, all of those things. Check, 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 check. I want those working efficiently and effectively in my body. And NAD has been a game changer. This product is so important. But look at this, you guys. Those 3 theories of aging, reducing oxidative stress, boosting mitochondria, NAD, all different pathways in the body that give your body what it needs through plants, not supplementing it, but activating what your body already has. Look what happens when they're all together. When you take these three together, which is called our trisynergizer, it upregulates the expression of them individually when they're put together. One of the most amazing effects is it boosts your healthy inflammatory response by over 1,500%. I don't know what all of these genes are, okay? But I know that inflammation is bad. And if somebody's telling me that taking these three together can activate the different theories of aging in my body, activate what I already have and make it work efficiently, and then trigger and support and boost my inflammatory response in my body, that is huge. This is the kind of little gift, this trisynergizer, that I know Kevin would too. We would give this away for free to everybody if we could. It is that important. It is that fundamental for your health. And I know it's so easy to think of people in your life that are sick, but I just really encourage you. You're the one that needs to put your oxygen mask on first when you're on an airplane. Same thing here. Like your health is so important. What do we have if we don't have our health? And we want that quality of life. So LifeVantage then continues its pipeline of products, and now we have an omega product as well. This omega is so sustainable. You can trace it back to the boat that it came from. You literally can type the batch number into the site to trace it. It's a lemon lime flavor, no extra omega-6s. We get enough of those in our diets. You're getting vitamin D, which is huge. We all need vitamin D. And then you're getting those omega-7s, which again, help to increase metabolism and really help with weight management as well. This is like the lotion for your cells, the omegas, and you can chew them. I think that's such an important thing again. Huge, because you can give it to your children then as well. And they love that there's no fishy aftertaste. Then our probiotic. We all are hearing more and more about the brain-gut connection. Our guts need healthy bacteria so that we can actually hold on to all of the good things that we're giving our body. Because if we don't have those healthy bacteria, there's nothing to grab the good nutrients that our body needs, and it's going to go right through us. And that's how people get sick. That's how they get leaky gut syndrome. Our ProBio is made of a BioTrack release formula, which is like a little sphere. And that BioTrack release is a patented technology that means it's not going to release and be done by the time it gets to the gut. You don't have to put this in a refrigerator. It's going to get past the stomach acid, where you're going to get at least 60% absorption in the gut into the small and large intestines, where it's going to really help your gut get healthy. This is such an important product, and people really feel a difference, you guys, once their gut is healthier. And I love that it also has Wellmune in it, which is huge for the immune system, especially this time of year. Huge to take care of our immune system. Then we also have our physique weight management system. It's not a quick weight loss system. It's for weight management. There's a protein shake. It's a great vanilla-based flavor, 18 grams of protein in it. We have our prebiotic. The prebiotic is a blood orange flavor, a little scoop. You put in 12 to 16 ounces of water. It's delicious. And the prebiotic is so essential because it's like the rain and the fertilizer and the sunshine for the probiotic that is going into our gut. They work so cohesively together, like shampoo and conditioner. And then we have our fat burn, which really targets that toxic visceral fat around the midsection, has great extracts in it to do that. Axio is one of my favorites. This is something we would love to give you samples of. Get back to the person that invited you and ask them for samples of Axio. There's decaf and there's caffeinated, and I'm telling you what this is doing for people is mind-blowing. This is a mental focus drink, and all of the ingredients were based on that, to give you mental clarity, to not hit that wall, to really give you that positive mood and that cleared sense that your brain feels at peace so that you can focus and do what you need to do. This is a great before and after on the right, you guys, of a 9-year-old little boy that was taking our activators as well as Axio. And these are where the amazing stories came from, was teachers calling the parents saying, what did you change? They're paying attention. They're in a better mood. They're getting along with people. They did well on their tests. They're writing well. They're taking their time. And this is really, really the bread and butter right here. This is a brain mapping image. you can see on the left how chaotic the brain looks, right? Look at all of the activity in the brain. But if you look on the right, after having the activators, after taking Axio, look how peaceful the brain looks. That is the effect that it is giving you. This is not about an energy high. This is about a calmness that you're not having all those squirrel moments, but you're feeling so at peace, you're able to focus and get done what you need to get done. This is a necessity when my daughter is doing her homework, and I could not be more grateful for it. Get yourself some samples. There's decaf and caffeinated. And then we're going to round it out talking more about that Nerve2 technology, again, which is in our Protandem, reducing oxidative stress. Nerve2 technology, we put it into a skincare system, also into a hair care system, also into a pet product. We'll start with the pet product really quick. It's a nickel size chicken bacon flavor, the only pet product on the market to reduce oxidative stress and help with Nerve2 activation. This is like a treat for them. And I am telling you, if you want to see something that is not a placebo effect, if you want to see what this really does for people, look at what it's doing in dogs. Get that with the person that invited you, and they will show you some amazing testimonies, even on horses, you guys. It's phenomenal. Horses, dogs, mammals, I'm telling you. Also, you're going to want to see before and afters on the skincare and the hair care. This is all about giving the cells what it needs so that it's not being inflamed by things that the body isn't responding to that are foreign. There's an app called Think Dirty, and on that app, there's a scale of 0 to 10. 10 being the most toxic, 0 being clean. And the 0, 1, 2, 3, green score. If you're in the green, you're clean. We are in the green with these products, you guys. I am telling you, this shampoo, the before and afters are phenomenal. My hair has never felt better. It's never been thicker. The amount of hair I have in a brush after I brush it now, you guys, it's crazy. These products are so dynamic and so good in all ways. I'm just so excited to be able to bring them to you. That is a pipeline of our products. There's not a lot here, but what we're doing is a lot. We are really giving your body a punch and making an impact on a genome and DNA level to really get your body working the way it's equipped and meant to work by activating what you already have. That is what we're representing with LifeVantage. So now I get to turn the presentation over to Kevin, and I'm so excited about this, you guys. This is Kevin's first presentation, and I just want to say that because when you do something like this, we all know network marketing, it can be scary, and sometimes you're going to deal with rejection. But the most beautiful thing about it is you're going to do things that really stretch you and things that make you uncomfortable. So Kevin is a husband and a father. And Kevin, where is I want to cue him up properly, you guys. And I'm not finding it. Oh my gosh, Kevin, you're going to have to give them a little bit of your background. I am so sorry. But I am so excited to have him here, you guys. I'm blessed to be doing this business with him. He has a great business mindset. He's going to share with you the business side of this, what it's doing for his family, why he said yes, and what LifeVantage encompasses from a business perspective. So, Kevin, it's all yours, my friend. Take it away.
All right. Thank you, Tanya. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
All right. Thank you so very much. Hey, everybody. I just wanted you to know that Tanya is a real blessing to us. She shares the products clearly and excellently. And do you know that we have an amazing blessing with her because she has been activating her body for 8 years. So if anyone has the experience to share personally what these products can do, it's Tanya. So thank you, Tanya, so much for sharing that, and thank you for inviting me on to this presentation tonight. I appreciate it. Well, my name is Kevin. I live in Southern Oregon, and I will give you just a little bit of my background. I'm married to my beautiful wife, Tina. We have 2 daughters who are grown up and married, and a 9-year-old son who is not, thankfully. He's still in the home. I grew up in Southern California, where I pursued my passion for playing music and enjoyed playing professionally throughout my college years. I then entered into a career into accounting, by which I provide for my family, and I currently work for an international company in our local area. Back in the 90s, I was first introduced to naturopathic and preventative health, but it was only 1.5 years ago that my coworker, and now my very dear friend, introduced me to LifeVantage. At that time, my wife, Tina, was suffering horribly with a physical ailment, but less than 4 months later, after we began using these products, her suffering was greatly reduced, and she was able to resume her normal life and keep her normal job. This was literally an answer to prayer for us, and sharing this information is now my passion. And thanks to this breakthrough in nutrigenomics, I also am enjoying the vitality and endurance of a much younger man. And I do hope that when I see my 9-year-old son turn 18, that I will have this same vitality and energy when I see him walk the stage graduating from high school. So that's a little bit about my background. Thank you for taking the time to listen. I have the blessing and the opportunity to share a little bit about the business end, but I would also like to share a little bit about the results. You have heard Tanya speak about the power of the products. Do they have an impact? Well, yes, indeed they do. Are there some celebrities that have had an impact in their life and responses? Well, does anybody, let me see if I can share my screen here. And please let me know if the screen does indeed come up. Just a moment here. Sorry for the delay.
You're good, Kevin. Okay, we got it.
All right. Are we there?
We're there. Great job.
Okay. Thank you for your patience, everyone. Does anyone recognize this person? This person is Donny Osmond. Those of you who have lived long enough remember him, the perpetual young man. His doctor shared with him about these products from LifeVantage, told him he should take them in his body so he could keep up his energy to do his live energy, high energy shows in Las Vegas. He did that, and he was so impressed, he went on to become a spokesperson for Protandim quite a few years ago. What about another celebrity? Anyone else? You will recognize this man. This is Montel Williams. Montel Williams has a physical ailment for which he went into deep research. Someone introduced him to Protandim, and he is quoted as saying, I saw this because someone introduced this to me, and I did the research and found out, wait a minute, you mean I have to take 360 oranges in one day to equal 1 pill of Protandim? Well, I'm sold. I'll take the pill. And that was a quote from Montel Williams. What about the news anchorman who did the news report you just saw, John Quinones? 14 years later, he's no fool. He is still taking Protandim 14 years later, a testimony to the impact that these products have. Well, what about people that you know and I know? What about my friends? Oh, well, wait, one more. Does anybody know of a movie called Erin Brockovich in years past, made famous by the actress Julie Roberts? Well, Erin Brockovich was introduced to these products as she began to feel less and less energy and vitality. She wanted to know more. She got very excited, and now in this past year, she has joined our board of directors. Right there, that's the announcement, May 7th of 2019. And her quote is saying, this company is helping people from every walk of life better manage and optimize their health, and I'm excited to be the newest member of their biohacker community. That's a nice testimony. What about my friends, as I mentioned before? Well, this is a friend of mine who's a construction worker, contractor of 3 decades at least. He's still swinging a hammer, and he told me personally he has no inflammation. That's a blessing there. No inflammation as he's still slinging a hammer. This gentleman is a much younger man. He's a contractor, actually laid my tile floor in my house. He's played football in high school, but even in his young years now, he's feeling a decrease in energy, and he needs this energy. He's tried these, and he says he's back to the energy he had in high school. This dear lady is another friend of mine. She has been able to delay going on to insulin multiple times as her checkups, her blood tests are showing well, and she feels these products are having them making a difference, and she's able to delay insulin. Now, I want to make a statement. We do not treat, cure, mitigate disease in any way. What our products do is activate the body, and if the body is activated and the cells are programmed and acting like they did when we were younger, the body can take care of things, and that's the target here. This dear lady, another friend of mine, had not slept in 21 days when she told us that and asked if we had something we could help her with. And we reached out to her, she reached out to us, and bottom line is she's beginning to sleep now, and she's very happy about that. Lastly, this dear lady, this is my wife. And one of the major reasons we became passionate about the business, as I mentioned to you, she had a very great deal of pain. We didn't have a solution. 4 months later, her pain went down greatly. And that smile says it all. This is a business. Now let's think of this as a business. Let's put our thinking caps on. If you were in business and you wanted to be successful, what would you target? You would target industries that are very, very popular. Is there any doubt that anti-aging is popular now? It's a $600 billion industry in all the categories that we have. Anti-aging is $300 billion, skincare $121 billion, hair care $85 billion, pet care $67 billion. Energy drinks, for which we provide fuel, brain energy, $50 billion, and weight loss $37 billion. We've targeted all these areas because these are areas that people are interested in. Well, have you looked at business lately? In the last decade, business is changing. Big box stores, big retail stores are closing. Toys R Us closed. How about Sears? Anybody see Sears anymore? JCPenney stores, they're closing down. Well, what's happening? Well, the advent of the internet is happening. And more individuals are able to capitalize on the benefits of the internet and have their own personal businesses. These businesses are very familiar to you, no doubt. What about Uber? Uber who knew that Uber would replace the taxi industry? Pretty much. There are still some taxis around, but Uber pretty much has a monopoly. Did you know that Uber makes more money in a year than Ford Motor Company now? And by the way, Uber as a company owns no vehicles. They leverage onto people who are willing to have a side gig of their own using their own vehicles. Well, what about Airbnb? That's a growing trend. People like Airbnbs over hotels sometimes. They can get more room for the money. I know a little bit about Airbnb. After my wife and I have had a rental that after 4 years, the tenant trashed our rental. We spent months and money renovating it, and we didn't want another tenant to trash our rental. So we looked into Airbnb, and we now have a little Airbnb this past year, and it works well. It provides the ability to pay for our mortgage. So we like that, but you know what we don't like? I don't like after every rental, which sometimes is only 2 days, 3 days a week, I don't like having to go and clean the entire property again, making it pristine and perfect for the next rental. So there is investment there. Also, I'm a little worried about it only takes one bad renter to trash a place again. So there's a little bit of exposure there, a little bit of vulnerability, but that is Airbnb. Everybody knows about Facebook and Amazon. Amazon, a distribution company. So this new gig economy is taking over the landscape. LifeVantage, we are at the forefront of biohacking and nutrigenomics. Biohacking meaning taking control of your body, nutrigenomics meaning how nutrition affects our genes, our DNA, as Tanya was speaking of. Well, is this trend going? Well, what started back in 2005 with that news report here in America has now expanded to 18 to 20 countries, opened in 15 markets, 18 different countries, and now opening in Greece and France. What about this business that we are talking about? This business in 2011, nationwide or worldwide, grossed $158 billion. But now look at 2017, $189 billion. Did you know this is the highest paid industry only under professional sports in America? So is this a good business model? I think so. Something to take a look at. Now let's talk about what is important. If you were to go into business for yourself, whether a large business or small, what are the key ingredients that are necessary to ensure your success? These are the ingredients here. Timing, timing, timing. Are you with something that is going to grow in popularity? What about the product? Are the products unique? Are they reasonably priced? Do you have something that no one else has? And the compensation plan, of course. How do you get paid? Is the compensation plan readily available and generous? Now, off to the right of this, you see this little glue icon and mentorship. I want you to take special note of that because in this business, mentorship is extremely key and extremely valuable. So let's talk a little bit about timing. Does anyone recognize this picture? This is Thomas Edison. Now this picture's been a little photoshopped. He's holding a candle on your left, but on your right, a light bulb. Of course, he invented the light bulb. And he's looking at this, realizing he is ahead of the culture. He's created something no one knows about. So along with that technology, there's going to need to be explanation. There's going to need to be a story. But was he successful? Well, everything in our lives have been transformed by that invention because he did tell the story, he did go through. Such is the case with an opportunity that you have here in biohacking. Now, in a business of this nature, businesses, if they last long enough, will go through a trend. Businesses start out and very few people know about them, especially if it's a new technology such as we are involved in. But a few people will know. So when a business starts out, there's the phase they go through called the innovators phase, where people who are very, very intuitive and very research minded will get involved. And that's the innovator stage. And if the company continues to grow and popularity grows, then there'll be early adopters. And those people are, again, ahead of the culture, ahead of the understanding of the general populace, but they get involved. Now, if a company lasts 3 to 5 to 10 years, then they begin to grow and the growth begins to exponentially accelerate. And then you enter into the early majority phase. Now that, we could compare that to the iPhone or the smartphones. The iPhone 1, does anybody remember the iPhone 1? Did anybody own an iPhone 1? I don't know of anybody who did, and maybe you do. How about iPhone 2? Anybody own one of those? How about iPhone 3? Maybe iPhone 3, people began to know about it. iPhone 4, people began to know, the technology began to be popular, and enough people were using it so that the word was spreading fast. And that's the early majority phase. That's like what we are in right now here at LifeVantage, is that early majority phase where the growth is beginning. If you get into a company that is in this phase where you see we are now, where that asterisk is, and you simply continue in it, and you ride the wave of growth of understanding in the culture, you can have a business that will last you the rest of your life and grow for the rest of your life. That is what you have in this opportunity as a business. Timing. Something very, very special happened. We're a biotech company publicly traded on the NASDAQ, and the NASDAQ rewards solid, successful companies that are traded on their platform by letting them ring the closing bell at the end of a trading day. Facebook rang the NASDAQ bell in 2012. YouTube rang the bell in 2015. Amazon rang the bell in 2017. Uber rang the bell in 2019. And do you know where I'm going with this? 2 weeks ago, 2 Thursdays ago, on January 16th, our little $200 million company rang the bell, the closing bell on the NASDAQ this year. Why would NASDAQ reward us that way? Because they know we are a progressive company and they know where this company can go. So timing, timing, timing. Consider that when you're looking at a business. So how can you get involved in our business? Well, there's starter packs that you can take advantage of. When you get involved with our business, it's simply that you purchase products, you purchase some material with that, some beautiful brochures and information. You get products, you get value for what you purchase. We have 3 different starter packs you can start with. One's for $350, another's for $650, another's for $1,250. These product packs come at a discount where those products, as a pack, you save approximately 30% on what they would cost if you purchased them individually as a group. So automatically there is value and discount. And again, if you get involved with a company like this, you would want to try the products. You'd want to become a product of the products so that you have personal experience, a story to tell. But with that, while you're enjoying your products, the company's providing you corporate, backup, production, quality control, shipping, customer service, your own personal website, advertising, marketing, legal compliance, accounting. They take care of that for you, and they promote events. Your job is simply to enjoy the products and spread the word. and care for people, care enough to share. That's what I like to say. Now, how do we get paid? Again, compensation, the next important part of looking at a business. Well, there's basically in this company 8 ways that you can get paid. The first way are in some bonuses. When you order a starter pack, if you introduce this business to 3 other people and they do the same thing as you did, basically you can have a reimbursement that would cause your purchase, your initial purchase, to be now reimbursed, and you would own a franchise for free and then continue from there on your journey. We get paid weekly with bonuses and get paid monthly with commissions and other bonuses as well. And I won't go into it deeply. Feel free to talk with the person who invited you if you'd like to know more about the compensation plan. But I do want to bring your attention to the lower right-hand corner of the slide, the global revenue sharing. When people reach certain ranks in the company literally takes the entire gross sales of the entire company globally and divides them up in percentages for those people. And what that is effectively doing is causing those people to be extremely excited for your success, because if you succeed, so do they. And therefore, it is a wonderful business model because you're not in this company alone. You don't ever do this effort alone. Now, this is literally published reports. We are a publicly traded company, so this is public information. And these are averages for income, monthly income for people at different ranks in the company. As a distributor, monthly average can be $12 a month. Basically, somebody who's enjoying the products. As a Pro 1, 67, Pro 2, Pro 3. If you look at those amounts, that's basically what I call supplemental income. That's supplemental income that can help you with that help with a car payment. I've heard that bankruptcies could be avoided by an extra $200 a month. So would that be of value? But now look a little further, Pro 4, Pro 5, Pro 6. Now that's what I would call supplemental and bordering on replacement income. I could retire my wife from her job in the lower of those 3 ranks. But if you continue in a business like this and word begins to spread and you ride the wave of the culture that is going to catch on to this, you could enter into the elite ranks. And at that point, life-changing income happens. And you could begin to dream what you would like to do if you had an income you never knew you could have before. There's no reason on this planet why any of you listening to this today could not do this. And I'll explain that why in a minute. So look at those numbers. Would they be of value to you? Could you dream a little? Okay, hi buddy. This is the thing I would like to share. In this business, we don't do it alone. This compensation, this model is designed so that everyone that is involved is intensely interested in your success, and together we reach our dreams. You cannot do this business alone. As a matter of fact, if you tried, it would not work. So this is a business where together we work as a team and everybody benefits. Now, in a traditional business model, where you work, for the first 20 years of my life, I went to school, I learned, I gained skills and knowledge. And in a traditional job, I will work the next 40 or 50 years in that job, hopefully building up a retirement savings and my retirement 401k, etc., stocking some money away. And then hopefully I can reach the time when I can retire from that full-time job and finally begin to live. For how long though? And how old am I at that point? That's traditional business. That's traditional business model. Is there a better way? Well, this business model, own your own business, your own franchise, you begin to earn immediately while you learn. And 40 to 50 years? I think not. Much less years as you grow in this business. And then the money, if you continue, grows to a point where you can replace your income. It is entirely possible. And live life as you would in retirement age, but a lot sooner. Very attractive opportunity. Now, this company does do something that's very dear to my heart. They give back. As we grow and as more people are blessed in their health, the income of the company is given back in charities, whether it's building homes in Mexico, which they do every year, or these other charities you see, various charities. LifeVantage gives back, and that's very near and dear to my heart. and they provide opportunities for us to participate in what they call the legacy program. And this is very special to me. This slide brings us to the fact that it is never good to depend on a single income anymore, a single stream of income. Make an investment of time and effort to create a second source. You will never regret having done that. And that's what LifeVantage provides. The majority of all of us involved work this part-time, developing an income stream that will increase for as long as we live, and that we could will onto our kids. Well, after it's all said and done, well done is better than well said. If you've heard this information, you probably fall into one of three categories. The first category may be you've heard this and you're not interested, you don't feel it's for you. That's fine. Would you please get back to the person, though, who invited you to this? They thought enough of you to have you learn about this. Would you let them know where you stand? And if you're not interested, would it'd be all right if perhaps they got back with you maybe in 3-4 months and checked in with you just to see if anything's changed? Again, they're only there to care. Now, what about if you're in the second category? The second category would be that you learned about the products and they look attractive and you would like to use them. Well, would you please get back to the person who invited you and let them know what your interests are? They can share with you all about the products and help you find a combination of them that would best benefit your interests. Now, if you are in the third category are those who may be interested in the business. If while you saw this presentation, you were putting into your mind, Rolodexing, thinking through in your mind, people you know who could benefit from these products, or people you know who could really benefit from additional income, then you may be the right person to do this as a business. Would you please get back to the person who invited you and tell them what your interests are and what you would like to do? And they would be more than happy to help you. But whatever you do, act on what you've seen. Well done is much better than well said. Thank you for taking the time. Tanya, I'll give this back to you. It was a pleasure talking with you, everyone.
Amazing job, Kevin. So good. I'm so proud of you. Great information. Like Kevin said, you guys get back to the person that invited you to this. They have your well-being in mind. Let them know where you're at. One of those three places. They'll be following up with you in the next 24 hours. And whatever information you give them, they just want to direct you accordingly. So thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Have a wonderful week, and we hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye.